Hi. We're going to continue to talk about branding this week. The fact is that you always have a brand, whether you're dealing with a service or product or company, or even you yourself as a person. There is always a brand because people always have some mental connections. There are thoughts that come to mind when that product, service or company is mentioned, and feelings that come up. The question is, do you want to just take a chance and hope that the brand that they have in their minds and their hearts is a brand that will help you in business and will make them buy from you? Or do you want to take the reins and try and make sure that the brand in their heads and hearts is a brand that makes them buy? Is a brand that they like and know and trust and buy from? And the question is also, today, is your brand what you want it to be? Do you know what your brand is? If you're already in the market, you have a brand. And we have to start by knowing what that brand is. So you have to do a bit of market research. You have to go out and about and ask people what comes to mind, what feelings come up. It's never a good idea for you to go out there yourself because people are very reluctant to really tell you if they know that it's your company, your product, your service. They're very reluctant to be honest, and you'll definitely not hear about the bad points. So get someone else to help you with it. If you can afford to hire a professional to do it, that's great. But if not, even just sort of talking to people that you trust and see if they can go out for you and ask to get an idea of what your brand is today. And then the task is to decide, what do you want your brand to be? And then analyze the gap in between and see, what do we have to change from what it is today and to get it to where we want it to be. Now, we're going to look at the first part because that's the first part of branding. We need to decide what we want the brand to be, and then we go on to actually build that brand. We need to find your brand essence, sort of the core of your brand. This is sort of the box in people's heads, if you will. The thing is, it's a really complicated world. We all know that. We get bombarded with messages, advertising. We see different products, different services, different companies. Everybody's vying for attention. This is no news to any of us. And the fact is that if we are not totally clear on what something is, we're going to just ignore it because it's just too much hassle to try and find out about it. It's really important for us that as soon as people see us, as soon as people come into contact with us, and I keep saying us, but what I'm referring to is us, the brand, our brand, we need to be sure that they understand totally what we are. And this comes back to what we talked about when we were talking about target groups. You can't be everything to everybody. The tighter the focus of what you actually are, the easier it is to cut through the clutter and actually make your mark and make sure that people actually notice your brand, understand your brand, and store it. We can, let's put it this way. It's as if people have a filing cabinet in their head. And if people instantly know, oh, okay, I know where I should file this, it'll go into that file and probably come out on top if it's really, really clear and interesting and they perceive it as beneficial to them. It's going to come at the top of that, pile. So like if I see an advertisement for a company that cleans windows and it's really clear what they do and that they're for me, I'll put it in the file of, companies that clean windows. A company that makes coffee, I'll put it in the file of companies that make coffee. And then when I need somebody to clean the windows, if yours is at the top of that file, yours is the company that's going to get the call first. If, your company is the top of the, coffee file, your company is going to be the company that's contacted first regarding that. So it's really, really important to make sure that we just make our mark. What it also does is it provides you with a focus and sort of guidance within your company on what you can and can't do within that brand. When you're thinking about expanding into new product categories or services or what have you, if you know exactly what your space in that filing cabinet is, you'll be able to say, oh no, if we do this, then people are not going to know where to put us, and so we're going to have to rethink that, or what have you. So let's put it this way. If I say Disney, you know exactly where that is in the filing cabinet. Their brand core is actually fun family entertainment. So, we know that. If I say to you, oh, we need like fun family entertainment, particularly if I were to add something like movies, you'd go, oh yeah, let's get a Disney movie. Pixar are fiercely battling with them for that spot in our filing cabinet. If I say Nike, what do you think? What's going to come to mind? Their brand essence is authentic athletic performance. So, and we know that because we don't just connect Nike with athletic gear, we connect it with top athletes, don't we? So even if though we wear Nike, their focus is to keep that spot of authentic athletic performance. We know that, and then even if they're in that spot, that doesn't mean they can't market to the rest of us, even if we only go to the gym once every 2 months or so. So like my brand with the marketing mission, the brand is completely, I want to increase the marketing capabilities of small business. That's the core of my brand. How I do it differs. This video blog is part of it. I can do it, by publishing books. I can do it by having online courses. I can do it by speaking in various places, etc. But the core is always the same. So you know where to put me in your, my brand in your filing cabinet. Then we go ahead and we sort of pad it out, so to speak. If I say Disney, you're not just going to get fun family entertainment in mind, because you get loads of images and you get words and you get feelings, and that's what makes it rich. So there are various brand associations that we want to build up to make it a rich and relevant brand that connects emotionally and really means something to you. And we're going to talk about that next week, how we can find these elements and that will make your brand richer and deeper and a lot more interesting. So I'll see you then.